Before we get started on writing, I want to do a little mini lesson. Mini means it's going to be a short one, and the rest of the time is writing. I have a story in front of me that I wrote, and I want to read it to you, and I want you to tell me what you think of it. Okay? Here we go. Let me move it so there's no reflection. Ready? Here we go. I got to take a really big breath. This weekend I went to the lake with my family. We had fun. I didn't go swimming because I was holding the baby. My husband, John, didn't go swimming either because he forgot to bring his swimsuit. Vivian and Savannah went swimming with their grandpa. They also built sandcastles and then enjoyed squishing them. It was a fun weekend. Why did I read it like that? Did you notice something about it? Why did I read it so crazy? There's something that's missing off of this screen. Did you see it? I have no punctuation, not a single period, question mark, exclamation point, nothing. Boo! When you do that, that means your reader isn't allowed to breathe, because every time you see punctuation, that's where you stop the sentence and you can take a quick breath before you keep reading. So if you don't give me any punctuation, that means I'm not allowed to breathe when I read it. I have to do it all in one breath. That's too much. I was like, I had no breath left in me by the end. So let's fix this. Let's put some periods in. I'm gonna throw some periods in there, and then you tell me what you think about this. So when I was little, I thought my teacher said you had to put a period at the end of each line. So I did that, and I went through, and that's what I'm doing right now. Whoopsie. It's gonna make it funny. Hold on. I put a period at the end of each line. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to hold my camera and do this. So what is happening now? What do you notice now? How this sounds if I read it. Every time I hit a period, I'm gonna have to stop my voice. So let's see what this would sound like. This weekend, I went to the lake with my family. We had fun. I didn't go swimming because I was holding the baby. My husband, John, didn't go swimming either because he forgot to bring his swimsuit. Vivian and Savannah went swimming with their grandpa. They also built sandcastles and then enjoyed squishing them. It was a fun weekend. No, that doesn't sound right either. So when you are being asked to use a period or some type of punctuation to stop your sentence, it doesn't mean you just put one at the end of every single line. In fact, I'm going to get rid of all those. All right. So what we need to do to put in our punctuation, because punctuation is highly expected. You are a third grader. You cannot have pieces with no periods. And sometimes I'll see a kid's piece and there's one period and it's at the very, very end of the whole thing. No. At the end of the thought, where you want the reader to breathe before they say the next thought, period or question mark or exclamation point. So let's try this. Every time I feel like I need to break because that was the end of my thought, I'm going to stop my words and I'm going to put in a period. Here we go. This weekend, I went to the lake with my family. That was the end of my thought. Now I put in the period. And you know the next letter then needs to be what? Capital. So let's make that a capital. We had fun. We had fun. That was the end of that thought. I didn't go swimming, but I don't want to say because at the next sentence. So let's see. I didn't go swimming because I was holding the baby. Nope. I didn't go swimming because I was holding the baby. Period. That's one thought. That's why I didn't go swimming. I was holding the baby. Next thought, uppercase M. My husband, John, didn't go swimming either because he forgot to bring his swimsuit. End of thought. Take a breath. Vivian and Savannah went swimming with their grandpa. End of thought. Take a breath. Period. Next word, uppercase. They also built sandcastles. End of that thought. Period. I'm not going to make and uppercase. You don't need an and. We'll just say then. They also built sandcastles, then enjoyed squishing them. Or another option would be to go back how I had it and not put the period there. They also built sandcastles and then enjoyed squishing them. Period. Because they squished the sandcastles. Those can go together. That sounds better. Uppercase I. It was a fun weekend. And there, I think I'm going to put an exclamation point because I'm showing emotion. It was a fun weekend. I'm showing excitement that it was exciting. Remember, exclamation points don't mean you're yelling. It just means you're showing emotion. So now, if I read this, I would know where to breathe. Ready? This weekend, I went to the lake with my family. We had fun. I didn't go swimming because I was holding the baby. My husband, John, didn't go swimming either because he forgot to bring his swimsuit. Vivian and Savannah went swimming with their grandpa. They also built sandcastles and then enjoyed squishing them. It was a fun weekend. So do you see how that sounds like how you talk and how you should be reading? It sounds so much like an appropriate third grade piece when you add those periods in where they belong. So that's what I want you to be thinking about today as you're writing. Am I putting periods in? Because if you are forgetting to put them in at all, do it as you write. Don't save it for the end. That's something you can do like on the spot instead of making it oh man, I gotta go back and check all my punctuation, okay? So I'm going to show you in my journal how I want you to use your checking fingers. So let me turn this puppy around. Checking fingers is a trick that Miss Dierig taught me. I thought was a great idea. You have 2 pointer fingers, so you're going to go back and use your checking fingers. Your first pointer finger finds the first letter of the sentence, and your other pointer finger finds where the end of that sentence is. So I'm going to reread this. Ready? Mr. Sleesman and Mr. Sprunger always teased each other. That was the end of my thought. So I'm checking to see, does this finger point to an uppercase letter? Yes. Does this finger point to a period? Yes. So check the next sentence. One day, Mr. Sprunger noticed a weird poster of a random guy hung on his bulletin board. Beginning of my sentence, end of my sentence. Uppercase, period. Yes. Sprunger thought it had to be Sleesman. Uppercase letter, punctuation. Yes, so you're going to do this through everything you've written. So before you keep writing today, go back, reread everything you already wrote. Use your checking fingers to make sure you have uppercase and period for each sentence. Then, if you did not finish yesterday, I want you to finish writing your story. If you did finish yesterday, go back, reread, check for punctuation, and see, did I make sure that I gave at least 3 sentences for each of my original planning ideas? If I didn't, then maybe I might need to go back and add a sentence in. Okay, so finish your writing and get busy.